This is part two of my trip through Chain Park, and this is one of the entrances. Uh, Chain Park has two entrances, and anyway, that's one of them. I'm not for sure what road. I thought it was Highway 11, but it somewhere I saw it might be Highway 42. I'm not for sure, so. You can quote me on not being sure, but none of the other. But we're going to go through the front part of the park today. It's right up here to the left, and right up here to the right is going to be a church. Um, it's a Baptist church, I believe, but the church, I was here. We'll get to it in a second. Anyway, there, you can see it now. But the church was broadcasting their sermon. It was quite interesting. They, I guess anybody that wanted to hear it could over the entire neighborhood. But this is the short part of the short walking track, I guess you could. Anyway, this is the little one. And we're going to zip through it, and I'm not going to take any time reading all these signs. They seem to be everywhere. So, talk to your kids, point them out, slap them around, do whatever you want. You go to a park and you'll always see the little signs like this everywhere. And if you want to walk, there's a mimosa tree. See the dainty little flowers? And that's a cypress tree over there. If you were to skateboard, grind on that for about a third of a second. I know that's not what it's for. I was making a joke. But right over there, where the sun seems to be shining, is the river. I want to make a video of the river. It's something odd going on with it. They're going to end up dredging it not too terribly long. It's almost, areas of it are almost like a little waterfall. It's so filled in. We've had a lot of rain here, and I'm thinking that it's just where the soil's eroded, made the river wider but shallower. And the other night there was a boat came through, and it's really hard to see, you know, at dark. And anyway, they were in the river, but they ended up running into mud. There's nowhere through here to really get a clean look at it. But I read one of the reviews earlier about this park, and somebody gave a pretty bad review, but I know exactly what they're talking about. Although this walking path is quite wide, you're supposed to stay off of it with a car. You know, it's kind of one of those unwritten rule, kind of obvious what it's for, but they were complaining about coming out here and people, you know, getting tongue twisted. They were complaining about coming out here and there were people having a party for a child and using the sidewalk as a parking spot or a parking lot. And there's part of the river. You can just kind of see it. But they were complaining about people just pulling up on it. Now they were also complaining about the smell of pot and open alcohol containers and all of that, which I can see that to an extent, but some points are just kind of nitpicky a little bit. But I guess it's where you're from. Me, originally being from Ocean Springs, we didn't have pot everywhere, you know. In other words, you're not going to walk down the street and see people smoking a joint, but nobody is going to complain when they see somebody with a beer. And Ocean Springs, or I don't know how much of Mississippi, but I do know Ocean Springs, which would be part of Jackson County, there's no open container law, which means you can buy beer, drive down the road and drink your beer, show it to a cop. Now, of course, it's up to him if he wants to stop you, but you're not going to go to jail for having an open container. There's cypress trees. Pretty trees, but they have the little knots that pop up. Anyhow, that's the walking track in part 2. And from the last video I did of this place, they've redone the boardwalk, replaced a bunch of bad boards, and it's a lot nicer now. But anyhow, that's it for this, and stay tuned for part 3 later on. Y'all take care now. Be good, be careful, all that good rot. Okay? Bye-bye.